Good morning, blue spectral nights. How are you sleeping? How are you dreaming? And what are you dreaming of? Are you enjoying your dreams? Are you choosing your dreams? Are you guiding your dreams? Are your dreams choosing you? Are they guiding you? Are your dreams making you a reality? Are you Skywalker to your dreams? Are we Skywalker to our dreams? Are we Skywalker to our nightmares? Are we Skywalker to our truth? Now I feel like someone who talks quantum physics in quantum physics terminology and not really explaining it. I don't know who's listening. I don't know if you understand the language. We're in the wave spell of the Skywalker. And I'm not going to assume anyone's listening who totally doesn't get the system. If that is so, indicate. I can refer you to anywhere else to understand it, or make a video to understand it, or whatever. Today we're in the pole switch position of the Skywalker, of the wave spell. Every wave spell is 13 days, and on day 11 we have journeyed through our entire wave spell, and now we are our own antipod. We map out every wave spell like we are the sign of the day, we are the sign of the wave. We can all do this for our own birth sign, and that's another story. I personally still don't fully grasp how it is. For me, I'm born magnetic sun, so everything is sun for me. The journey of myself, my purpose, my intention, my reason for being, my way of being, the way I am, why I do, what I do, how I do, what I do. everything is the same. Everything is sun. It's extremely narrow path, but I don't have to think about it. It's just like, that's one orientation only. Whereas if you are any other non-magnetic sign, you have both the sun, the seal that you are relative to the wave spell you're born in. Your purpose in life is the wave spell you're born in. Nonetheless, to me, the value is understanding the wave spell of the yellow sun. When I got it, it's like, yeah, that is just so duh. It's so obvious. I've always known it. It's nothing new. It's nothing it's nothing special. That's just exactly who I am. But all the being every day, the sign of the day, and every wave spell, because they're all principles and archetypes that we all embody. We all embody all of them, one way or the other. So to understand, live consciously creation, the creation process, all of it is. it's just a joy. It's a game. It's the game. It's a game the universe plays with itself. All right. Spectral night, tone 11, the Skywalker and the night. I'm going to make a little remembrance of the Skywalker. The Skywalker, we're in the 5th wave spell. We've gone through, to have to make a recap, the first 4. All right, what's happening? I'm standing in a place where, I'm changing course. Oh, this is so fascinating. I've been listening. I like, there's this Roger Penrose, probably AI channel on the YouTube, and yes, their videos are 15 minutes long about, and 15 to 20 minutes long, and I have just spent hours in it yesterday while cleaning and laundering and whatever. And it's just that, for me, quantum physics, quantum theory, whatever, it's always been very, very fascinating. Yes, we are reinventing the wheel, but we get to. I am sometimes a little judgmental, I admit, guilty as charged. Yeah, but the thing I'm judgmental of is just, it's what I love, and this is what Penrose says. I never know if this is him has said it or if they've just AI'd his voice, but I trust that in respect of the man, everything they make him say is what he would be saying or would have said. And he says science, the purpose of science is to question, to seek truth, and as soon as truth is found, to question it again. And I love that. It makes me feel like I myself have a deeply scientific mind. This is my own echo chamber, my own, nobody has told me that, but I know myself to be someone I question a lot. And to my own detriment at times, because I go like, really, I question the ground I stand on. So if I'm not careful, I'm in constant earthquake territory, because I'm like, is this real? Is this real? Is this real? But it's kind of like my teeth, I was going to say, but my roots, my internal roots are looking for, it's the funniest thing, they're looking for something beyond earth, or for something like the roots, like the earth. Where do I grab hold? Where's stability? And when I take away the third dimension as a stable place, and I was told years ago, you have to center yourself in the third dimension, that's your anchor field. You can go anywhere from here, but as a human and as a human-centered mind, at this point in time, when that was a couple of years ago, don't like center in 3D. Always come home to 3D. It's not a prison, it's a base. And I took that to heart. So, yeah, Blue Night, Dreamfield Matrix, Shadowland, I'm always exploring. But what I wanted to say, oh God, I'm meandering, I apologize. My jumpy mind. In this quantum world, these explanations and this understanding how things are in superposition until they collapse into the position that is observed. Now, it's quantum theory, and good, Penrose, everything is like backed up by mathematics. I totally appreciate when he says he has a theory he hasn't yet found the maths for or whatever. There's a lot of humility there. And then a lot of certainty the way he stands by his theories. And there are a couple of points where I'm like, oh, I want to have a conversation with you about this. But right now, like he, for example, does not favor the multiverse theory, where everything is held in superposition and everything collapses into an observable reality at the same time. Every possibility happens, and reality splits itself into into new universes with every possibility, every moment. And he says that makes an uncountable number of unobservable and unmeasurable universes, because we can't leave the one we're in, and to him that doesn't make sense. And I would love to ask him, like, is it just your mind that's saying, like, because it doesn't make sense, because it creates worlds I can't have any access to, I deny that possibility? Or is it like, well, that may be so, but because it's neither proved nor disprovable, I will not engage in that thought at all, because it is absolutely meaningless if I can't prove it or disprove it. I can't work with it. I can't work with a reality that I have no access to. Which, again, is like, okay, but we're working with infinity also. We have access. I'm like, anyway, so right now I'm sitting here and I have kind of got a trajectory, I have an idea of what I want to say, Blue Knight, Skywalker, and a new idea pops up, like, okay, let's go back and talk about, like, take us through the spin quickly again. A new idea pops up. Tatiana, you're never quick about it. How long is this journey going to be before you get to talking about the Skywalker and the Blue Knight, which is, you should only be talking about today, is one thought. You should tie it into the weave. You should zoom in and out is another thought. So I experienced myself for a moment in this I experienced the quantum superposition of all these options here, and I have not yet collapsed on which I'm going to take. And the funny thing is, as I'm now explaining this is what's happening, I personally absolutely enjoy sinking my teeth, the teeth of my awareness, skywalking, exploring. My joy in this moment is found in this deep exploration of how does this feel, and how does this feel in my body. I personally believe bringing heaven to earth, the Skywalker, the space-time explorer. I mean, to me, the more always has. It's not new, but now that I'm so deep in consciously exploring quantum physics, and now that instead of having to read the books, I get to listen to this stuff. I mean, I listen surely to the equivalent of I can like 1 or 2 books a day sometimes not, but like, I mean, like the amount of information I ingest is a lot. And I love the fact that we can now listen and do things at the same time. Someone might say not so good. I don't want to judge it. I just personally love it. So, and the more I do in that field, the more I see that Tolkien, it maps every system that describes the workings of the universe in truth, can I say? The ancient spiritual traditions, whether it's, everything, it's always been described, it's always been there. Whether it's Tolkien, every culture, whether it's the whatever, surely the Dogon, whoever they have, it's the cosmology, the way the universe works. astrology, everything. You can find the core elements. You can always find it. It's always there, and it's always preserved. First of all, it's preserved in the fabric of the universe itself. So, oh, and he said yesterday, according to this, to Penrose's theory, and I adore it, he says the event horizon of a black hole is the library of existence, is the library of the universe. All information that it gets attracted and pulled into the black hole, whatever we understand it to be. And I'm not saying this is any truth. He is not either saying it, but he has his way of doing the maths and saying, therefore it is so. Fair enough. I love the theory. I love the image of it. The event horizon is the librarian. All information, because eventually the whole universe will be eaten up and it expands out. So anyway, it's completely relevant. But in the quantum field, everything is everywhere. We are connected to everything. Since we've come out of what they call the Big Bang, whatever that is, it's not the beginning. And he also has a beautiful theory of it being like each Big Bang is the birth and the death of a universe, forming a new universe, which makes it cyclical. It makes a lot of sense. It's lovely. And if it's a quantum event, it's like a collapse of a superposition of a whole universe, or whatever. I mean, but he says if we all, and this is a bit of a conundrum for them, if we all come from the Big Bang is all information or all matter or all everything that ever will be is there already, super condensed, so entangled, everything. And then it spreads out and forms everything. So everything is entangled with everything. And the miracle actually is how come we have this ability to be, the separation is the actual miracle as far as I'm concerned. Like, how is it that the universe manages to pretend in aspects to itself that it doesn't know itself like? That must be, to a divine being, to a conscious universe, and Penrose says the universe, he doesn't give it consciousness. But whatever he defines consciousness as. But it's, whatever I'm doing. I'm not here to give, take us that far out. Blue Knight and Skywalker. The Skywalker, very practically speaking, is space-time exploring, the consciousness in us that explores life, possibilities, new possibilities. Oh, I have to go back to Penrose. Sorry, one more time. He says, I can't eloquently get this across, I'm sure I can't, but he says the universe is deeply invested. A major driver is newness, because he says it's not computational, it's not just cold maths, because time and again the unexpected occurs, and I can't repeat it in their terms, but he says compared to AI, which he says can never be sentient or never be, I don't know, he doesn't use the word sentient, but it can never have consciousness. According to him, it can never be like consciousness, because it will always everything is computational. Everything can be laid out in maths and formulae, and it can be understood, it can be mathematized, whatever. So therefore it is not consciousness. The difference being consciousness is capable of doing the unexpected, that cannot be computized, it cannot be there. Consciousness is capable of things that there's no mathematical formula for it. Again and again and again and again. And the universe is exactly about that. It's not that every decision, he likens it to a predetermined universe versus a random universe. And he says the universe is neither. It's not predetermined and it's not random either. There's aspects of it that are computational, but then there's always this something new happens that was not predictable. And that is like a key. And the universe loves that, or supports that, or maybe that's whatever. I don't know. He doesn't use the word the universe loves it, but he does give it like that is an essential element of consciousness, which, whatever, that of life. So, as a Skywalker, life, we all can agree, if it never changes, it gets boring at some point. As soon as everything about a thing is known, I think as a human, there are people who love predictability, they love repeatedness, but not probably ad infinitum. Then that would be a bit more machinish. And I'm not saying this, but it would be machine-like. A machine can repeat the same thing that it's been built for and never tire of it, because that's what it was built to do. Oh, there's another thing he says where I thought, he says that's why we can never, the thing about the AI, he says we must never confuse that and give it equality to us and give it rights, because we assume that it has a form of consciousness like our own. It's very, very interesting, and it reminded me of a time, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm not even saying I agree or anything, but it reminds me of a time where people on this planet did not ascribe other humans on this planet as having a soul. And that's a very interesting concept. Can there be humans on this planet at any point in time that don't have a soul? And I myself used to be there with an instant answer and never even question my instant answer. And now I'm in a place where it's like, okay, wait, maybe we just can't know that. Most of us. I couldn't know that. And maybe even with the AI, there comes a point in time where we may treat it with equal, as I believe we should treat every being, whether it's a tree, a plant, with the same respect we wish for ourselves. Not because it has a soul or because it doesn't, because it's conscious or because it whatever, because we know, but because we don't know. As they say, you never know who you meet. It might be an angel, whatever, you just treat everybody with respect, treat everything with respect. And everything will treat you with respect back. On that note, let's eliminate everyone from this planet who doesn't do that, so that they don't get to program the AI in some shitty way that is going to be very harmful to some of us. Off with their heads! That's the dictator in me. Oh, I have it. Oh, I do. Totally have it in me. Oh my goodness, don't let me loose. Where are we going? The Skywalker. The Skywalker's antipode, furthest away from itself, is the Blue Knight. We may not look at just that. We may and we may not. We may look at just that experience, that relationship. And it's a complementary relationship. It's an opposite, but it's absolutely complementary. They cannot do without each other. If the Skywalker is the one, he needs the Blue Knight to make his dreams come true. He needs the Blue Knight to dream of new possibilities. The Blue Knight is a dream field matrix, intuition, abundance. It's where we come up with new ideas. A human that can't dream, a system that can't dream. And it would be very interesting, can the AI dream? What is this ability to dream, to fantasize, to imagine? I can imagine myself being a rabbit to some degree. I can imagine myself being anything that I am not. I can imagine myself into a nightmare. I can bring on my own full-blown panic attack if I take that too far. I know people who live in a kind of a nightmare state because they're so afraid, and they're in avoidance of the nightmares they're afraid of. They're avoiding the thing. I myself do it. Avoiding what I'm afraid of ends me in a situation where I live that fear. It's too funny. I am in fear, in avoidance. I avoid because I'm afraid. So this afraidness is the fear I will live more and more and more of. And I'm afraid of something that I believe is going to cause me some harm. But by that avoidance, I cause myself the very harm I'm avoiding. And to deeply grasp that, to me, that's very, very important for the Skywalker to deeply grasp it. That's the same. The universe doesn't judge. Are you living your dream or are you living your nightmare? Are you going where you want to go? Are you going where you don't want to go? Are you walking forwards or backwards? It doesn't matter to the universe because you are created in the image of the Creator. Huh? So we are within our own sphere, however big that is, creators. I have the choice right now where on this table I place my cup. That is my choice. And it is an infinite number of, it's infinite. Just that alone. This table in front of me is a half a square meter by it's like what, half a square meter, yeah? It holds in itself infinity, infinite number of choices, infinite number of places where that cup could go. It wouldn't make sense in the third dimension. How can it be infinite? But it is. Is the third dimension not infinite? Is infinity not a part of the third dimension? I mean, infinity is already like the portal out. Because, the third dimension has a center point, and then it goes forward, backward, left, right, up, down. The 3 dimensions, but theoretically, it goes infinitely out from that center point. But as scientists once believed, when you go in, where do these 6 lines meet? There is no end. The place where they meet is the place where the superposition collapses. But that is like, to me, I want to, like, for me, in a way, it's like, well, within that that's the center. Somewhere there's a center. Must be a black hole somewhere there at that center. There must be an event horizon. So is the event horizon where every possibility collapses? To me, the multiverse thing somehow still makes sense. But what do I know? Anyway, Skywalker. Tatiana. So the Blue Knight has traveled with us. I have never, in all my exploration of the dream spell, and I've not even been as present with the Blue Knight wave spell in this, the Antipod wave spell, because today, here's again this, I'm overwhelmed by, actually it feels as if, like, the quantum field of what am I saying? I could go in a lot of ways of what I'm saying next. So I need the planetary wind and the solar dragon to make the decision, and the solar dragon and the galactic sun. Life has to inform my own integrity of what am I channeling. Blue storm, I'm channeling the blue storm. What out of the infinite field of possibility in that storm cloud, in that cliff, am I channeling down and make manifest through my words? Yellow sun, the one who speaks. The eyes, 2 eyes and a mouth, and the connecting line, connecting my mouth upwards and bringing life into in the beginning was the word. What am I saying? And why am I saying it? What am I here for? This is an exclusively oral space. and yet it's so much more. What frequency am I transporting through my vocal cords? What frequency am I transporting through the field into the shared field while we are here together? If we are here together, maybe I'm here all alone, but I'm here with the whole universe. I can never be alone. It's wonderful. And I'm channeling Blue Storm on Tone 7 in this wave spell. Which part of heaven, the clouds up there, am I bringing down onto the planet? What am I dreaming? What am I bringing out? For me personally, this process is it, and what I learn and what I realize and what I waffle away about, it's very meaningful to me. And the idea, the ingredient, the idea that it's somehow meaningful to someone else is indeed not a small ingredient, but it lies for me in a way in the dream field. It's kind of like it's a quantum ingredient, because I have no proof right now. I have proof that at least I have word from every now and then someone affirms this is good for me in some way. I do listen, da 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 da. But I have no tangible proof of that. That again is in the realm of my mind. What is that information doing? What is information? The nature of information. It's extremely important to understand what information does to us. And we are the sentinels. We should be the sentinels, and we are the choosers of information. If I turn on the TV and I'm not a sentinel on my wherever, and I just let whatever that thing produces flow into my mind, I don't. And if I do, I have to be aware. And I am not personally sure that I can, that I'm very, when a TV runs somewhere, anywhere, or a radio, I either try to vehemently tune it out, and I'm not sure that surreptitiously there isn't stuff that can still bypass my sentinels and get in there in programming. And sometimes I personally experience that after having listened even to a background radio, not just music, but also information. After a certain while, I get, like, not during the same day, it can be a day later, it can be sometime later, I experience fluctuations in my field, uncomfortable fluctuations in my field that are ripples through my reality that are not called, that are not welcome either. And sometimes it's like, okay, there has been frequencies or information or something has, and now I'm asking myself, has it been placed, has it been planted, it's a certain frequency that I am not immune to. Someone else is. I'm personally very immune, I feel, to certain whatever, maybe like other things. And it's good to know perhaps like our own immunology. And maybe I'm like, I can let a TV run and tell myself I'm going to engage with the information and I'm going to engage with it consciously. And then I look and I observe, what are you doing? And after a certain while, if it overwhelms me or if it's not, especially wow, I'm not going to let it be. Okay, totally not necessary. But we need ourselves to be aware of what are we ingesting. In the same way, we ought to be aware of what are we ingesting with food. Now, the blue night, to me, as a yellow sun, for consciousness, blue night is self-existing. which means on the self-existing tone, which means to me, I mean, it's obvious, everything exists. Superposition, dream field, matrix, whatever you want, everything is self, everything, every possibility, every option, everything. I need to be the one to make these decisions, and to a degree consciously, and to a degree not. Learning the universe, or learning, talk about AI learning, talk about, the AI teaches us a lot about ourselves, and quantum physics teaches us a lot about ourselves. Since I myself am a product of, well, I didn't grow up in a religious context, and I don't have a deep, I could I could be deeply invested in the yogic path or any other thing and talk that. I personally seemingly love the language of quantum physics, because I do have this scientific mind as well. Quantum physics is as theoretical as spiritual thought, but it's still like it gets to the same core. It gets to the same cause in a way, because what they say is, okay, this is a theory, but we see this made manifest in the third dimensional world, in the world we live in. Therefore, quantum physics is deeply practical. It's not just theory. And the same with any spiritual, anything. It is meant to be lived. It's meant to explain how reality works, and it's meant to turn on the Skywalker. So, if a religion splits the atom and divides the divine into good and bad, you then have to avoid the bad. It teaches you how to live a life, not in, they may dress it as, yeah, you want to seek the good, but you have to avoid the bad, because the bad is really like, I mean, eternal hellfire for the soul or something like that. I mean, what the fuck? And I kind of sort of, I can put the quantum model on top of that and kind of like get it what they mean. But there's something also really super warped about it. But in any case, never mind. That's another game portal, game in this field of infinite games we can choose. I certainly do not choose it. And why am I so concerned about which humans on this planet have or are choosing it? Let them. I mean, it has not. I can only be concerned about it if a part of me believes it has an influence on me, or a part of me believes I ought to have an influence on them. No. So the skywalk in the night, and today we have the spectral night. So we've turned a full circle by two aspects, turning a half circle. It's too beautiful. It's yin has become yang, and yang has become yin. But we're in the Skywalker wave spell, so in truth we're always the Skywalker, but today we are the night. And the night is the Skywalker. The antipode to the night is the Skywalker. And the musketeers, the Skywalker, the magnetic Skywalker, is guided by the Skywalker. The spectral night today is guided by the night. So we don't have to concern ourselves with the guides. We are our own guides in both positions. But the occult, for example, the star, the occult of the night, the mirror, they are each other's antipode. Let me not talk crap. I think I know this off by heart, and I should. The night has the mirror, exactly. And the mirror has the star's antipode, exactly. And the night, so there is a pole shift. They are in it. We have pole shifted in exactly as we've pole shifted from night to Skywalker. And the warrior is the analog kin of the night, and the world bridger is the analog kin of the skywalker, and they are each other's antipodes. So we have done a complete pole shift. It can be interesting to map out the journey of each of these kins. How did it get there? But that would be perhaps a kind of quantum computation, but it doesn't matter, because today we've collapsed on the superposition of that. Just today we realize the pole shift has happened. And these two kins, you see, it liberates the tone 11, completely liberates the skywalker. Today the skywalker is gone. Like it's become its own polar opposite. Yin has become yang, and therefore rests. Receptivity rests and has become completely yang and gets to be completely active. It isn't gone, and yang cannot be completely active without yin. I don't know if I'm making myself understood. And please remind me to take this back to how this is practically applicable. Yang activity can completely rest today, and receptivity can be completely present. In the case of the skywalker, this happens in every wave spell. And you can well look at your own wave spell and see what is my liberation, what frees me from myself. Tone 11 frees us from ourselves. It frees the process we have been in from itself. It frees the process we are from itself, either in theory or in practice. It doesn't matter, but it has to happen. If we are all that is, we can't be stuck on what we are. Then, especially as the Skywalker, our Skywalker, the one we are, consciously making our dreams happen, right? It's kind of like a very active process, but it needs to be balanced. We don't need to dream. We need to go into the mental field. We need to be balanced, be active in the world, make things happen, doing, and dreaming. And dreaming is a kind of doing in a different field. And taking the reality of the Skywalker, the reality of the third dimension, across to the dream field and understand, well, here's the thing. I feel in the Western mindset, we are very, in a way, maybe a bit imbalanced, focusing on the doing, the having, the producing in the third dimension. Dreaming itself, I've said it before, dreams are foam, Träume sind Schäume. Yeah, dreaming, don't sit there dreaming. Children dream a lot. It's very important because, adults, we should dream a lot. It's needed for balance in the brain. Daydreaming puts us into alpha. And alpha brain state is extremely important for mental health. I genuinely believe one of the reasons possibly we get dementia is we're not enough in alpha. Why is dementia such a... How is this relationship between the word dementia and dimension? We are too stuck in the third dimension. We are too much in beta brain state. The brain doesn't get time to rejuvenate, to shake loose. It's like shaking the body. The shaking process of the body relaxes, loosens up a stuck nervous system. When we're in fight or flight or freeze, the antidote is shaking. Animals show us this all the time. When they're in a deep stress, fight or flight or whatever, as soon as they relax, as soon as the danger is over, they shake. The nervous system shakes. It's a natural response of the nervous system. Why do humans not do it anymore? Those of us who don't, and most of us don't, at least in the Western world. We get taught in childhood, when a child experiences stress and then they go hibbly, ADHD, they have a moment of, active, they shake it out. And to an adult, that is often like, you can't. In school, when a child notices, this is too stressful for me to learn, I focus too much in one direction, the organism naturally knows, now I need to move. It loses focus. The child it starts to move, to chatter, to want to like not sit and focus on schoolwork anymore. And that's a very natural thing. The organism knows that's the signal of imbalance. I'm sitting still for too long. I'm focusing for too long. My nervous system, I'm under stress. I am the elastic band is taught too long. It knows. And then in a teaching environment, it's like, stop. We still have 10 minutes of class. Sit still. You can do it. But there's no yes, and in that, maybe it would work well if the child really were encouraged to, like, if we could understand, and we need to do it for ourselves, if now as adults, if we have to, retrain ourselves, like, okay, wait, this situation now does require that we don't snap immediately. Part of being grown up is the ability to balance in a way maybe a child cannot. And in childhood, it is good to kind of sort of learn. But if the child, like, okay, wait, you can't postpone satisfaction or release for a certain time. It's very good as an adult to know I'm hungry, but not to go hypoglycemic and then freak out. Hypoglycemia is very hard to control. And that's like your nervous system is going into overdrive, and if you try, but it's very good to say, hey, nervous system, it's okay. You're not about to die. You can go for days without food, and you can be very energized. Just remember last time you were in love. But to have some control is very good. But if in childhood you learn to override the nervous system and not shake it out, then tension creeps in. Then intuition no longer works. It's no longer fluid. We're forcing beta for too long. We're unlearning a natural state of balance. And that is, you really, yellow sun and Skywalker, the storm, that is the one that can liberate that. That is the shaking of the nervous system, amongst other things. Blue monkey. The blue signs are all the transformers, the make loose. The 11, tone 11 is absolutely the transformer. It's always blue in the wave spell that is red. So where the initiation, where you start something, you totally have to transform it by letting it completely go. In the wave spells that are yellow, it's white. So where something is ripened, the thing that lets it go is the refining. But I can't take my mind there right now. I can't explain that to you. It just makes logical sense to me that it's blue in the wave spell of red. That's where we are. Booked. End of story. Period. So that is so practical and so important. So the ability to shake, for example, when you get in a jam, in any kind of jam, go and shake. I myself don't often do that. I sit in a jam and I mentally start exploring my jam. But okay, that's my mojo. It's not always the answer. And I sometimes have to learn, Tatiana, stop overthinking. Stop overanalyzing. And I want to right now put a program into my own mind that says, if I'm going along a trajectory, if I feel I'm exploring something new, maybe fair enough. If I'm avoiding, because I can with my mind, since I have learned movement is dangerous, shaking it out is dangerous, liberating myself through movement is somehow dangerous. Some part of me has really learned that. I need to catch myself. And I need to actually just in any moment, it would be really good if I did that right now. And I don't want to do that right now because that is actually really active. I should pause the video and shake right now so that my nervous system learns you can do it anytime. It's never dangerous. Anything you do, you can pick it up again, continue afterwards. And when you can't, you will absolutely know it. I'm trying to kind of get myself to get that just through the realization of the word. And maybe I can in the year. I've just linked us back to the sun, the power of the word. and the sun is linked to the storm. So there is a resonant sun attached to the resonant storm, the position 7 in this wave spell, and there is a galactic storm attached to the galactic sun, the very next one, tone 8 in this wave spell. And then there is a tone 9 in this wave spell, which is the new beginning. Am I gonna just, if I don't do the reset, the blue storm, the storm always comes 2 tones before the dragon, which is the new beginning, right? Birth, mother, the quantum field, the what is going to collapse in superposition. If I don't shake loose, if I don't allow the transformation of the blue storm to bring about something new, I will hold on to the old. I will cling to the familiar. I will not allow my truth to come through, perhaps. A myriad of things I could say, a myriad of examples, and something takes me back to dementia here. I'm stuck in a position, perhaps I'm stuck in superposition, I'm not collapsing. Perhaps I'm always collapsing the same thing, not allowing newness, not allowing truth, not getting myself out of my cages. And sooner or later, I manifest the cage that I've never allowed myself freedom from. And maybe in the full manifestation lies my freedom. It's, to me right now, that feels like a bit of a quantum thought, because it's a bit of a paradox. It's like, how is it freedom to land as an 80-year-old in diapers? How is that? That is like, I have given up all responsibility. I manifest my own inability to take responsibility. Is it that? Is that what it is? I'm back in that state of having been to be mothered. Someone has to completely take care of me exactly like a baby. They have to feed me. They have to dress me. They have to undress me. They have to wash me. They have to put diapers on me, because I am absolutely no longer able to even understand how to use a toilet. What brings us back into that state? For me personally, I refuse to say, well, that's just something that happens in the brain, you can't control, it's got nothing to do with. But consciousness is behind everything. Conscious intent, even unconscious intent, is a conscious intent on a different plane. That's the antipode position. If my Skywalker consciously intends, I want to be happy and live a good life, but in my blue night, in my unconscious, is an intention of, I'm scared and I gotta protect myself. Those mechanisms can be very, very much more powerful than my conscious intent. And here the word intent has to be defined. And this I learned again yesterday, because they use the word intent in a different way to how I use it. And even now I'm realizing there are different meanings to the word intent. I'm not going to go there now. I'm hoping I'm kind of understood in what I'm saying. I don't want to split the atom and take us down several superposition paths. But I do want to make it be very practical, and the choice is made now. How do I choose now? I cannot choose now not to be demented in 50 years' time. What can I, because I can't make a not choice. I can't make a I'm not going to be that. That is not a choice we can make. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I understand, the universe doesn't understand not. You cannot send an order to eBay and say, I do not want those headphones. It doesn't work. You cannot go to a restaurant and say to the waiter, I do not want dish number 75. And the waiter's going to look at you like, okay, what do you want? We do need to define. We do need, that's the yellow human. We don't get around that, making those decisions. And you can make a decision, I allow universe to decide for me. But there's still like, I'm experiencing hairiness at that thought. There's hairiness. I'm like, but in the Skywalker, the balance is everything. And the star and the mirror are very balanced cliffs, for example. They are like, there's a harmony in equality, in the balance of things. And we're going into okay, so we're liberating. I wanted to bring in the world bridger now. But I'm just going to say that that's where we're going. That's the next wave spell in 4 days' time. The one point, the note to self I wanted to make is which sun sits beneath this solar dragon. I said it's the resonant sun with a resonant storm on tone 7, this wave spell. Galactic with galactic storm and sun in the next tone in this wave spell. And then the solar dragon 9 has the sun on tone 5 in the occult. Because the occult position, the the progression of the wave is reversed. It starts on tone 13, the magnet, the beginning of the wave spell, tone 1. The occult is tone 13, and that's the unseen. Maybe that's like the unconscious, more like. Maybe that's like what happens in the unknown. It's like when you lay the tarot, when you do the Celtic cross. You have the center position and then the one underneath. It's what happens in the unknown. What are you not aware of that is an active participant in your experience inside of you, not outside. Outside is just a reflection anyway. But you're not aware of it. And it forms a relationship to the one above the position that you are aware of. There is a relationship between the two, and your current position is that relationship. You just gotta love the systems. You gotta love these systems. The tarot is another one of those. It's exactly like the talking. It maps out everything. It maps out all of life. Everything is in there, and more. How is there everything plus more? How can you add anything to infinity? And in mathematics you can. Like, hello. But that's just me, my limited mind. Anyway, so if it's the sun on tone 5 under the solar dragon in this wave spell, the new beginning is always the dragon. What are we releasing? And then what are we speaking into being? The integrity of our words have to be in alignment with our consciousness. They have to be in alignment with our truth. Ultimately, they always are. They cannot not be. But we may not know that our truth is not in alignment with what we consciously believe. When I say yes and I mean no, my truth will manifest the discord. My experience will be the discord between the true yes and the false no, or the true no and the false yes. I will manifest the discord. If I block a water from flowing, if I put a barrier into the river, that water will keep on flowing. The water from the source keeps on coming. But the block will cause the one side of the river possibly then to dry out, because the away flow of the water towards its delta, what is that? Towards its destination, that keeps on going. And then it dries up. And on the other side of the barrier, it will start to pool. It will start to collect. And something new will form there. Maybe a dam, maybe it will spread out into the land, maybe lots of other rivulets. The water always finds its way. Thanks to gravity. Stagnant water, another story. And that is in the next wave spell on tone 4, the moon. Self-existing. Flow or not flow? That is the question. Stagnant water is also alive, but it's very different. It's not really a life that is good for us to partake of, drink. Very stagnant water creates its own life forms that, anyway, back to life, back to reality. So we have the sun on tone 5, which is the center core of the warrior. And we have the warrior in this wave spell on tone 4. Not directly linked to the sun. It's guided by the yellow human, I think. But you see, you can, like, how you can hop across, like playing hopscotch in this thing. But the center of the new beginning, the occult power of the dragon in the wave spell of the Skywalker, and the dragon is a cornerstone of the pulsar of life, the time pulsar, not the life pulsar. Life pulsar and time pulsar, two different things. Life is now, time is also now. Time is cyclical, linear, and eternally now. Oof, wrap your mind around that. How multidimensional is time? Anyway, so this new beginning in this life spell, what have we started? What are we starting? What are we birthing? What are we bringing? What heaven are we birthing? What newness are we birthing? What goodness in terms of whatever are we bringing onto the planet? How are we serving other people? What are we birthing? What are we nurturing? Nurturing is always serving. Are we nurturing the craziness on the planet by serving it with our attention? Are we nurturing the crazy frequencies? I'm giving a judgment. The universe doesn't judge. You may do that. It's absolutely as good to. You can serve the devil. You can serve the whoever is the opposite of the devil. Surely not God. Whatever. You can serve anything you want. You can make any choice you want. Everything is free. There's no moral judgment. God doesn't judge. Life doesn't judge. Universe doesn't judge. It's just cause and effect to see what you get from it. So, are we nurturing the stories of horror? We're giving it our attention? Is it making us feel good? Is it bringing heaven to this earth? Are we making the world a better place by giving it our attention? We may be highlighting an evil because we're making the choice we want something else on this planet. Or are we feeding it? Which wolf are we feeding? You know? And at the end of the day, how does it make you feel? The way it makes you feel is your barometer. Your body is your barometer. The body is a fantastic thing. What is the body? It's really worth investigating. It is an avatar. It is a tool. It can be your identity. It's fluid. It's not fixed and solid. It's changing. It's changeable. How much choice do we have over changing our body? Can I make my body go back and display the 20-year-old? Can I display? Can I mold my avatar to eternally display in the vitality of 20? Would I want that? Personally, I'm not really into that anymore because I find most 20-year-olds, it's a little, yeah, from a photography perspective, it's lovely. They're easy to photograph. You don't have to do much. It's lovely. It's juicy. It's droop. Older bodies are, but they're much more interesting. I find the older I get, the more interesting I obviously find people in the 10 to 20 year age range of my, it's like you displaying life. That is very interesting to me to see. If a lot of disfiguration, a drooling, diapered, highly demented 80-year-old or 90-year-old or any age old in an old age home is not an interesting sight to me. It's not, I mean, it's still worth studying, but it's in no way attractive. That display of dysfunction, and I may call it that in my own judgment, is in no way attractive to me. But a functioning old person of older dimensions it's very fascinating. Every line tells a story, every bulge tells a story, it tells a story of life, and that's interesting. Anyway, so Skywalker, how do we bring our heaven to earth? What are we doing? There we go. It informs our body, our frequencies. So we have the star. Let's not forget the Skywalker. Harmony, beauty, and art has the occult to the blue night today is liberated by truth. Truth and order, art and order are related. That's harmony. Order creates harmony. There's a harmony and order. The two belong together. A pleasing painting that is pleasing to the eye is harmonious in proportions, no matter what is displayed. The artist may decide, I want to create a piece of art that is disharmonious. We have music that is not harmonious. We have art that is not harmonious because I want to jar. I want a specific effect. I want to disturb the lulling order, the lulling, we need to disturb order regularly. Not all the time, that's stressful, but regularly. Introduce something new, make us question the order, bring a disturbance into the field. That's what artists are really good for. We need to do that for ourselves. It's very healthy. Do it all the time and you go bonkers. So get the balance right, Skywalker. The blue night now releases us from everything. The Skywalker has the World Bridger as its best friend, so let go. Let go. The antipode of the World Bridger, which is our analog kin today, blue night, analog kin is the warrior. And the warrior is fearlessness, questioning, intelligence. So this is really, really important, and it's important. The blue night stands for intuition, and the intuition is a very powerful field. It has much more information that it has access to make a decision, and these decisions get made. The intuition works so that we are free to engage in life consciously. A countless number of intuitive decisions are made in the background all of the time. The truth of our life experience, what we see, what we experience, how we feel, the state of our body, the state of our anything and everything is a reflection. Everything, the universe itself, everything in it, the external universe is a reflection of the internal universe. And our filters are shown. Everything is shown. So we have some jurisdictions of the choices we make. We can see reflected back the choices we have made, the choices we are making, and we have free will to change the choices we're making to the degree that we can. And we can learn better decision making, wiser, yellow human, free will, wisdom, influence, wiser decision making to influence what we can influence, to know what we can influence. And the Skywalker is the one who explores that and defines that in some way. And the World Bridger, you have to let go. You have the ability to let go, to completely let go is so, so, so important. Oh, here we go. Now I think I've spoken. I wish I say a liberating day, a day of where we experience freedom from ourselves, from anything that bugs us, from anything that we love. Let's let it go. Dream. Oh, hello birdie, birdie, birdie. Hello birdie, birdie, birdie. Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. And yeah, fly free like a bird. Let, the blue night is like, just go with whatever. You don't need to control where you're going. You don't need to set any intention. You don't need to want anything. Just go with the flow. Just follow your whims and trust that the whims are still beyond your own knowing, beyond your own need to control anything, beyond your own wanting and desiring. Be free from desire, be free from anything. The dream field will deliver you to somewhere where you didn't control, where you didn't plan, where you didn't, a thing to do today would be to get in your car or get in your boots or get in your anywhere, even close your eyes and dream. Don't intend where to go. Just go. And if you don't know how to do it, put on your GPS, put on, zoom out from your location, put your finger anywhere where you don't know, don't look at it, just put your finger, make a little mark and say navigate there. Then go there and see what is there. If you have the time to do that, just stay present and go be present with what is and not knowing. Be like a child, blue monkey, and just be free with open eyes. What's happening now? What's happening now? what's happening now? I'm going into a spa. They have a spa day today, not a spa, but a sauna spa. And there's a fantastic, huge, beautiful sauna spa in Berlin. And today is the day we're going to explore that. Lovely. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I wish us a beautiful day and I look forward to being back tomorrow. Aho.